I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. Shout out to Susan, who once again donated to my coffee fund. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, it was enough to buy probably 2 pounds of fresh coffee. And a shout out to the fishermen. Yep, it was my birthday yesterday. Thank you very much for the early birthday wish. If we lived close enough to each other, yeah, we probably could have gone fishing together. That would have been fun. But for those earth shakers and quake curious folks, there was a real interesting and concerning earthquake early this morning in Steele, Missouri. It's a tight-knit community of about 1,300 people, give or take. It's in the boot heel of the state where the land is flat as a pancake and the Mississippi River whispers secrets nearby. Maybe some people got up early and they were brewing a cup of coffee or checking on the crops when suddenly the ground came alive. This was not a quick jolt, but a relentless rumble that dragged on for a solid 4 minutes. Really unusual for a magnitude 2.8 to rumble for 4 minutes in length. I'm shocked. What's going on? Dishes rattled, floors swayed like an ocean, and I'm sure some people's hearts skipped a beat. Did you feel this earthquake this morning? Hi, everyone. I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News, and I'm going to try and unpack what is going on here. On October 11th, today at 3:28 a.m. Central Daylight Time, the earthquake started. It was 10 kilometers, they say, in depth, which I really doubt, but it could have been, or 4 miles. And it wasn't a monster, but it was felt by many of those for 4 minutes of rolling intensity. And yeah, those that did feel it were probably asking their neighbors if they felt it and what they thought. One of the reports from Steele, Montana, from Sarah T., said that her bed rocked like a cradle and a lamp fell over. At first, she thought it was the wind, but it lasted forever. Then from Kennett, Missouri, it's about 18 kilometers north of this location, said that their dishes rattled gently, the house creaked, and the kids woke up scared, and it lasted about 3 minutes there. Another report from Blytheville, Arkansas. Emma R. said that the floor waved underfoot. I guess she was sitting in her car in the driveway, and her heart was racing with the roll. She said the motion lasted at least 4 minutes. Aaron Trucker from Dyersburg, Tennessee. He didn't feel it, but there was a faint hum. Nothing major, but they did check the news as soon as it happened. He said the humming lasted about 2 minutes. Joe, who is a farmer, I assume, his hashtag was Farmer Joe, from Caruthersville, Missouri, said it lasted about 3.5 minutes. I guess he was out or heard the cows. They were spooked. Said he heard the fence buzzing, and it was the longest minor quake he's ever felt. So this is very unusual. This is the first time I think I've ever heard about long duration earthquakes coming from the New Madrid seismic zone. Slow creep, slow motion, long duration motion of the fault line moving. So does it mean something bigger is coming? Or is it just adjusting for the stress that has built up? I guess we're going to have to just wait and see. This earthquake was along or close to probably part of the Cottonwood Grove fault zone, where back in 1811, on December 16th, they had a magnitude 7.0. This area is a location where they do have a lot of minor earthquakes. often felt by folks indoors, causing minor annoyances like swaying lamps or creaking floors, but rare for real damage. No injuries or major structural issues have been reported from this one, thank goodness. But here's the kicker. The soft sediment packed soils of the Mississippi Valley, those waves amplify. What might feel like a gentle nudge out west could be a 4-minute roller coaster here, and that's what happened. This 150 intraplate system, it's actually a failed rip system that lurks under Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, and Kentucky. And unlike the San Andreas fault, the New Madrid seismic zone builds stress slowly in the continent's belly, where it lets loose in bursts. Historically, its infamous 1811 and 1812 quake that liquefied the land and created Reelfoot Lake. It averages about 200 quakes every year, mostly under a magnitude 2. This 2.8 fits right in, but uh, that extended to 4-minute duration. That is what turned my head and other people's heads. 4 minutes for such a small earthquake. And then there was the prolonged low frequency hum rather than a sharp snap. It may have been just a small quake, but if they have a large one in this location, they could have over $300 billion worth of damage. USGS has 2 earthquakes listed for the last 24 hours. We got Caruthersville, which was a 2.0, 7.3 kilometers in depth. And it looks like they have upgraded it to a magnitude 2.9, 9.7 kilometers in depth, 6 miles, and then the 2.0 was 4.5 miles. Yesterday, up by the area of New Madrid, there was a 2.1, which was 4.6 miles in depth, and also yesterday a 1.6, which was 5.6 miles in depth. Yeah, right there in that bend where it's a blocked fault system, and that's why the river does the bending. Let me bring this back up so you can see it. Very unusual for USGS to upgrade an earthquake. We do have 7 reports on the Did You Feel It website. The map for those that have sent in reports, yeah, they have removed the felt reports. Yeah, that's unusual too. And they're not telling people that it lasted for up to 4 minutes in a wavy motion. I'm always searching for the truth, and when they withhold information, yeah, that's not good. It really makes me wonder. I don't know about you, but it makes me wonder, and it makes me wonder about this long duration. Like I said, I haven't heard about this happening before. Now, geologists will say that loose sediments trap and prolong waves, making it feel like these earthquakes are endless. So I would like to know if you are watching this video and you happen to feel this earthquake. Did it last 4 minutes? It's like, if it did, it's like, wow. And how did your pets react? Evidently, one person, their dogs got scared. You can see the discoloration here in this location in an area that possibly has a fault that runs through here. There was another report where they said they thought it was a train at first, but there's no tracks nearby. They grabbed the kids and waited it out and said it was unnerving. Another report of a driver on Highway 412 said that the car felt like it was on a bumpy road, even though it was parked. That 4-minute growl had me checking tires, pulled over and waited. And they said they were a smart move. So I put the roads back on here. I'm not familiar with Highway 412. Yeah, I wonder if the car was kind of bouncing because it was described as a rolling motion, and maybe they thought that, there was some major problem with one of the wheels or tires. I don't know. So if you did feel this earthquake, please put your comments down below. Yeah, I am very curious about this earthquake. Does it mean that something bigger is coming? Boy, I certainly hope not. But just in case, make sure all your heavy furniture, bookcases, um, whatever, is securely bolted to the walls. Have your hot water also bolted to the frames. Have a go bag and an emergency kit with medical supplies, food, and water. If there is a large disaster, you could be cut off from help for a very long time. So, what are your thoughts? Please put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.